There's only one thing I know about life. I know some things happen by chance. And some things happen because we make them happen.
I am the future Flash.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. They just started The Flash Season 4, Episode 1. They've been posting a whole bunch of stuff from behind the scenes, revealing plot details as well as the big bad that they're casting. Somebody even revealed what they told him when he went in to read for it. So let's break this down. There's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. We're just a couple weeks away from Comic-Con, so we'll be watching this footage in short order. But Danielle Panabaker was the first person to break Season 4. She posted this picture of her parking spot. So if you don't know what this sign is, you see the new logo for Season 4. They've already pasted it on the production office's Twitter account. So in another couple days, or maybe when we get closer to Comic-Con, they'll probably release the first official poster, but I do really like the color contrast with the red of his suit with the blue that they're putting behind him. It looks a little better than the poster from last year, which was almost like a blown out red version, which gave you a little bit of a tension headache if you stared at it for too long. But I do like the poses. The Flash always has the best posters. I miss them doing the comic book covers back from Season 2, so maybe they'll bring that back. But after Danielle posted this picture, the production office up in Vancouver posted this picture of the first episode revealing the title as The Flash Reborn. So big surprise, they're not going to call it Rebirth. And I think there are a couple simple reasons why they did that, mostly for practical reasons. Because after the Speed Force storm, Barry got sent up into the Speed Force like he has several times in the comics. Wally West has done the same thing. So we're like, okay, they're going to do a version of Rebirth, so we know where this is going. So one, I think they went with a slightly different title because they wanted to invoke the idea of Rebirth while also at the same time letting you know that they're not doing that exact comic book arc. Like, we don't want to confuse people and think that Godspeed is going to come because of the new DC Rebirth, and we don't want to confuse the older comic book readers and make them think that we're doing the Geoff Johns 2009 version of Rebirth. So it's a way for them to play on the idea of Flash Rebirth and Barry Allen coming back from the Speed Force without intentionally misleading you thinking they're doing a specific comic book arc, like the way the Season 3 premiere was titled Flashpoint but didn't look anything like comic book Flashpoint. So I think part of it's also a reaction to the negative response to that. So don't be surprised when they do DeVoe Thinker stuff from the comics this season, but they change the titles just a little bit from his comic book arc titles. The only people we know are going to be on set on the first day are Iris West, who said that she has to get really early. She's one of the earliest people that'll be filming, and Danielle Panabaker, who's obviously on the lot already. So even though we know Flash Reborn implies a Flash Rebirth twist where Barry comes back, I've already done a video on the synopsis where they talk about a prison break, like rescuing him from his own personal hell. There's a lot of questions that were raised by that, so I'll link that video at the end of this. But the really cool thing that we learned this past weekend in a completely unrelated event, there was a Game of Thrones convention called Con of Thrones. If you watch my Game of Thrones videos, I talked about it a little bit. But the actor who played Syrio Forel revealed that he read for The Flash Season 4 Big Bad. And the way he teased it is like when he was going to the casting agent and he had to read the lines like, maybe you'll be this new villain on The Flash. He said that the pitch was the fastest man alive versus the fastest brain alive. So he didn't reveal the character name that he read for, and I don't think that he reads Flash comics, so I don't think that he connected the dots that that is the Thinker, because that's exactly who that sounds like. But when he was talking about the character he was reading for, he described him as a fast talker, really smart, and then he said the role really wasn't for me. The casting director gave me 3 pages of random Roman trivia to memorize and spit back out. So we don't really know how they're going to debut the villain and how they're going to weave them in with the big season-long arc, because you have your big bad that becomes a much bigger thing the second half of the season, but you also have a couple of smaller villains the first half of the season. So just because Zoom was the big bad for Season 3, we still had the rival in the first couple of episodes. We still had the new rogues like Mirror Master and Top. I definitely think they're going to introduce some more people from the rogues gallery, because I've already done a video about Geoff Johns' Thinker arc, which basically turns into a Matrix type story because it was written after the Matrix came out. Wally ends up defeating the Thinker using a Neo versus Man in Black twist where they're in this cyber realm. So it's actually pretty cool. You can actually scroll through my Flash Season 4 video list if you want to watch that. But the storyline that introduces that is called The New Rogues. It's literally Geoff Johns introducing all these new rogues for Wally West to face. And then I think the first part of the Thinker's arc is issue number 184, and it's called Crossfire. And it just goes over like a 4 or 5 issue comic book run where that version of the Thinker is trying to expand the processing power of his brain by absorbing Keystone and Central City. And he slowly starts to do it before the Flash eventually defeats him. Just remember, the Flash TV show changes a lot of things from the comics, so I'm expecting them to pull from all the different versions of the Thinker going back to the Golden Age. So the big takeaway is that it's a mastermind who is very literally a mastermind. So it's somebody who can pull the strings of more powerful rogue characters and organize them in a way against the Flash that he's never seen before. We'll find out when we see that Comic-Con trailer in a couple weeks, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ramp his power levels up. Like, he starts out being incredibly smart and then slowly gains more power through the season and gets crazier and crazier Matrix style. But what's going to happen is over the next couple of days, we'll actually see pictures from the set. So I'll just do new videos depending on which characters show up. It'll confirm certain things. I'm expecting all the Barry scenes to take place indoors just so they can maintain the mystery of what's going to happen with him. And add to that fact that when they're doing the Speed Force special effects, they have all that energy whirling around them. That's all green screen, so they'd have to film that indoors anyway. So you see people like Candace Patton, Danielle Panabaker, the other actors saying that they're going back to set. Just expect a little bit of radio silence from Grant Gustin until he actually appears on camera. Usually that's what tips the hat. They're like, okay, now we have to reveal that he's back because somebody saw him on set. But you look at this picture here, they're getting ready to start day 1 of 8, so it'll be the entire next week we'll be seeing stuff from the set of The Flash. So leave all your requests for bonus videos. As for the Comic-Con trailer, so rewatch just a little bit of the Season 3 Comic-Con trailer, and it'll give you an idea for what they're going to include in the Season 4 Comic-Con trailer.
I'm finally free. I'm home.
Hey, Slugger.
There's my beautiful boy. Is everything all right?
Everything's great. Some people are just meant to be in your life.
Hey. Who the hell is this?
This isn't your home, Barry. It's a mirage. It's already screwing with you and everyone you love, and pretty soon it's gonna take me right down along with you. Flashpoint.
The interesting thing about that, you might think that's only footage from episode 1, but the Dr. Alchemy stuff was from the end of episode 2. We didn't meet him till then. We heard his voice, we didn't really know what was going on, and it turns out that it was the voice of Savitar all along anyway. But that means that they'll probably include a little bit of footage from episode 2 in the Comic-Con trailer, but mostly episode 1 stuff. So when I do my breakdown of that in a couple weeks, we'll just have to guess which footage is from episode 1, which is from episode 2. But I think the real question is will they show Barry in the trailer? I think that they have to, because could you imagine if they tried to pitch a season of The Flash where they wanted to make people think that The Flash wouldn't come back? There would be riots in the street, even though if you're a comic book reader, you know exactly what's going to happen. Of course he's going to come back eventually, even if you know how TV works. So what'll happen is as we learn new stuff from the set, I'll do new videos, but leave all your requests in the comments below. There'll be new Game of Thrones, new Marvel, new DC posting really soon too. Congratulations to Joshua Morris, you're the latest giveaway winner. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. Click here to learn more about episode 1 and my season 4 playlist, and you can click here for brand new Rick and Morty. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.